Morning. Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to Healthy Sexy by Simply Nature once again. Every Thursday at 8 a.m. and this is Jaslin Chua here with you with episode 23 today. Guess what I'm going to share with you today? If you had been watching me, I've always been saying to all my Filipino friends, if you want to change your mind, you should change. If you want to change your action, you should change your mind, alright? And it'll be silly to expect a different result with the same set of action. And have a very good morning to everyone in the Philippines. Maganda umaga and 大家早上好. This is Jaslin Chua live in the Philippines once again. Every Thursday at 8 a.m. Simply Nature, Healthy Sexy. Also, good morning to all my friends, girlfriends in the So Rich Woman, alright? So, what did I share with you last week? My last week topic was actually on dump expire household product. If you have been following me and you want the list of the items at home that you want to dump it, DM me and I'll send you a pictorial schedule so that you can pin it on your notice board or on your ref so that you remember what do you dump on your household product every 1 to 2 years or even 3 years if you have been following me. Alright, so what am I going to share with you this week? Alright, do you know that most razor blades and deodorants came with a long list of ingredients that will be shocking to you as well? To be honest, I didn't realize the danger of razor blade with the moisture stripped until just a few months ago. And I always don't have a good feeling also about using deodorants, alright? And I have never used it. I think never used it in my whole life or probably once. And I always been discouraging my husband from using the deodorants because I just don't have a good feeling about this item. And I don't remember my mom or my grandparents' time that they used such an item at home. I mean, at the aim of living as much as I can, a chemical-free lifestyle over the years, I decided to research on these items, and today I'll be sharing with you concerning of your armpit health. Alright, why armpit health is essential? Because that is where your lymph node sits, right there. And with the rise of lymphoma cancer, lymph node cancer that is on the rise worldwide, better be the known than the unknown. At least you can stop further harm into your body cells. Alright, so we know that cancer in the lymph node, that there is a sign of if there's a sign of pain or swelling in the area of the lymph node, it's a common symptoms of cancer that started in the lymphatic system, such as non-Hodgkin lymphoma or Hodgkin lymphoma, cancer that starts in other part of the body and then spread to the lymph node is called metastasize. Alright, and that's why I think it's a real concern right there, especially for the women out there. I know the kind of shaver or the kind of razor blade that you use to maintain an armpit health. I mean, this is a topic that actually I doesn't want to tap onto, but I thought this is very, very important because of the rise of lymphoma and lymph node cancer. So I think this is something that you guys out there, if you are with me, please stay in online, and if you have any comment, please comment on it. If you have any other questions, later I actually have a set of the list of the item that out there, in the market that they sell razor blade or even deodorants that actually are not the best one out there. If you want that list, PM me as well. I could send you the list right away. Alright, so what should you be doing to prevent yourself from falling to the category on lymph node cancer or lymphoma, so that we will stay away from such a disease, a health scare, in future. Alright, so are you ready? 2 things that you have to remember. Alright, number 1, the danger of razor moisture strip. Actually, I have one with me, and I realized last night that mine does have the razor strip. What are the danger? Always, I remember sharing and about reading the label. What kind of label what kind of products you buy, and did you actually read on the label? Because the labels will actually tell us a lot about what is in the item that you're buying, and what are the content. Same goes for the razor blade. I'm not sure why, you know, but usually you doesn't look at the label because the item is so small and the pack is so small, and probably it's such a fine print, you know. If you already have the 老花眼, you know, you probably need to have a magnifying glass to read the ingredient list. But nevertheless, look at the ingredient list, you know. I know there's quite a few popular brand that actually doesn't list the ingredient list out there. But if you do come across that, read the ingredient list. And why these companies are not listing the list on the butt, I don't know. Excuses, small print on the list label, or they already know there's something that is not right. That's why maybe it's not required by authority to list, because it is probably classified as a household item for razor blade. But with the moisture strip on your razor blade, whether for women or men out there, you know, let's say that you are shaving your armpit, all right, and the moisture strip make direct contact as well as to your lymphatic point of system there, and this delicate tissue under the arm where high concentration of lymph node reside, all right, the chemical in a moisture strip, right, then make their way into your lymphatic system, as well as a tiny capillary and veins, even more so if you had a cut. Combine this with the idea, you know, when you're doing your shaving and the hot water was opening your pores, you know, allowing outside particle to enter your bloodstream more even quickly, and you'll be quick, you know, to realize that all this chemical particle has already entered your lymphatic system. To make it easier, right, I did a little research and I came across a long list of moisturizing strip that comes with the razor. And if you want a whole list, PM me, I can send it to you. You will be alarmed by the a humming ingredient that was used to make that moisture list. And basically, it's hard to name a few because it's so hard to pronounce the chemical name. Once again, I'm not a chemist, you know, I'm not a scientist. But what's so bad about this ingredient, all right? So I'm just going to pick up a three chemical that is really harmful. You know, polyethylene glycol, which is in short is called PEG, which is actually approved by FDA. It has to be approved by FDA to use as a carrier in different pharmaceutical formula, food, and even cosmetic. All right, According to some manufacturer, however, a quick look at, do you know that actually there's MSDS sheet, you know, that you need to approve for many things, even whether you are manufacturing or you are exporting it, you know. After you have this PEG chemical with contact with your skin, you are advised to actually wash immediately with plenty of water. Actually, it's not even advised to be used in food, drugs, and cosmetic nowadays because it is proven that it may cause skin irritation. Perhaps it's really harmful that your skin absorbs PEG as well. So it's also classified as a non-human carcinogen, you know, in combination with the PEG compound that is used to make the moisture strip on your razor blade, you know, there's also another chemical that's called 1,4-dioxane, you know, which is actually also a common human carcinogen, which in short, you know, it actually has evidence of genotoxicity in your body, and you might cause skin irritation and systemic toxicity. Technical, all right. The third one actually is called polyscopic 20, you know, similar to PEG. It has ethylene oxide that is actually used in many of our personal care products, you know, aside from razor blade. This ingredient will also be highly penetrated into your ready skin, especially if you are shaving your armpit under running hot water, you know. And some people actually will have skin allergy. No wonder, you know, people that went through razor blade, whether it's on a mustache, on a facial hair, on the armpit hair, or whatsoever. Some people actually may have razor rash or burn, you know. Now I know because of all this chemical that is residing on the moisture strip. The fourth chemical is actually BHT. It's a synthetic antioxidant used as preservative in personal care. You know, that's why the personal care, right? If you take a look, most of the personal care will have 1 to 2 years kind of expiry because they need to put this preservative, which is called BHT, as well as you can find on your razor moisture strip. And this BHT actually also will cause skin reaction and allergy, you know, according to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, also as a form of possible human carcinogen. Alright, of course, on regards to the rest of the item, there are even more so chemical on the moisture strip, as well as our personal care and cosmetic, fragrance and colors are not excluded as well. Alright, there are even items, you know, that is chemical that is restricted in Japan and classified as irritants by the European Union. So if you want to have the full list, PM me so that I could send it to you in a while's time. Alright, so why am I saying all this? With the chemical that you have been found for the last, you know, 22 episodes I've been sharing, whether it's your personal care, your canned food, your air purifier, as much as you could, if you could, you know, stay on to things that are natural. So while most of these strips, you know, on the product are tiny, which meant that the amount of product absorbed into the skin might be minimal, but you are using it every day or maybe twice a week kind of thing, do your best to avoid it. Alright, there's actually no room to leave for things that bring more toxicity into our body, especially when all these items are commercially manufactured, and if you could, try to avoid it. So what razor blade to be used instead? Alright, so while some people might bump to hear their favorite razor blade containing hazel, you know, ingredient, the good news is there are awesome alternatives out there that actually cost lesser and also reduce the carbon footprint into your body. So this is to fall back to the traditional razor blade. Alright, traditional stainless razor blade that I actually provide a link later if you can click on that, and then you can take a look at the item with over 5,700 positive review. So why fall back to traditional? As the word say, right, it doesn't have all those byproduct, you know, moisture strip that doesn't cause they have a smooth kind of I mean, when you use it, you know, it doesn't cause the cut and things like that. You know, you just have to be careful with the traditional one because it doesn't have the moisture strip as a kind of cushion. But once again, you know, you rather be having the moisture strip, or you rather stick to the traditional one, but just be more careful that you don't get a cut out of it. Well, it may seems label, you know, the stainless steel razor, it might seem like a very man razor. Does it really matter? You know, a razor is a razor, right? I mean, razor don't discriminate between gender. So if they work for men, it should work for everyone, even the women. So women out there, look out for this stainless razor blade. You can click on the link that I provided out there, you know, so that you can get one online right away. Alright, so a lightweighted long safety razor that feature a straight cut, you know, doesn't have that moisture strip, you know, it closes the comb head, you know, that fits all standard double-edged razor blade. So you can always, you know, change the razor blade if you want. I mean, if you have used for a year, I think it's time to change it as well. It doesn't want to have that same razor for the last don't know how many years, right? Again, it's hygiene reasoning. All right, so that was about a razor blade. We're talking about number 2, the danger of deodorants and antiperspirant. All right, deodorants is a very personal product. Just about everyone needs it, and whether you want to control your odor under your arms, or the foods, or the female hygiene, these are the facts that you have to consider. You know, the store shelf offer deodorant spray, gel, stick, roll-on, and powder, and they are there the issue of aluminium in this product, whether it is deodorant or antiperspirant. All right, if girls out there that you're so used, and the men out there you're so used to deodorants, you know, hear me out. All right, there is this internet buzzing about information concerning causing cancer agent in the deodorant. So again, please look at the label. But most deodorants out there have this have this warning of the risks of aluminium. You know, I mean, you have enough. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I mentioned a lot about heavy metals that you should avoid. You know, of course, aluminium. Hi, maganda umaga, Emerson. Good morning. You know, you rather keep away from these commercial ones, all right? You will opt for the aluminium-free deodorants, the natural deodorants, if you could find out there in your market, whether it's in Philippines, in US, in Hong Kong, or in Japan, or in Singapore. You know, look for natural one. Again, read the label, right? A lot of people will have just put the print out there, but I'm not sure if there is aluminium-free one. So, you can imagine it's easy how accumulated aluminium in our body in our everyday life, especially if you are using the deodorants every day, all right? You are just accumulating aluminium in your body. I mean, aside from our aluminium found in our food, in our pots and pans, you know, in our seafood, in our water, I mean, it's enough to have aluminium in our body. And if you could just cut down on all these heavy metals, all right? Even toothpaste are found with aluminium, even table salt nowadays, even processed cheese are found aluminium cookware, all right? So no wonder the olden days, my parents, you know, in the 1940s or 50s, they are still using, you know, if you eat nasi lemak, it has with the bamboo leaf, and then if you are on the or clay pot, you know, people are on all this natural cookware, rather than now we are all on Teflon or aluminium cookware. Enough of the heavy metals, all right? But the truth is, most commercial deodorants rely on aluminium or antimicrobial to keep control of sweat and odor. So this can be highly chemical because of the chemical that I mentioned, because you are using it and you're consuming every day. So how? Well, as I said, go for natural deodorants. Try to look for one in your current market, even though most of the natural deodorants, because of non-aluminium, might not be able to control sweat successfully, but it does control odor, all right? With the safer of not having non-aluminium based ingredient, I think that will be much better. So if you perspire, just make sure that's why in the past we carry handkerchief, you know, with us, because that is to help us to take away our perspiring, our sweat. You know, so natural deodorants are actually made from mineral salt or potassium salt, you know, that actually work together to temporarily form a layer on the skin, you know, to rather than plucking up the pores of the skin. This layer prevents the growth of bacteria that makes you smell. So mineral salt can't stop you from sweating, but it can stop the smell of your body. So mineral salt do not irritate your skin and are considered as a safe deodorant. Although there are some scientists that say they're concluding to the point that aluminium is currently the major cause of breast cancer and even Alzheimer, because anything that is heavy metal will actually affect your central nervous system, as I mentioned a few times back chapter on my episode. Any heavy metals will actually obstruct your neural development and cause central nervous system issue, all right? So avoid deodorants that is with aluminium content, all right? Look for the natural one. So I mean, we know, you know, we also know that we keep rubbing on our body, and our body do absorb and the content do absorb into our body and the bloodstream. And if you're not a gambling person, all right, you may want to choose your personal care product very carefully and avoid aluminium. Remember, you know, in the past, cigarette, right, used not to be considered unhealthy, but today we all know it's causing cancer, lung cancer, and you actually have that fine, ugly print of all those poor cancer victims, bam, on the front of your cigarette packaging. You know why? I mean, because even the authority are alarming you, you are taking the risk of smoking. So because all these household items are really not as much concern right now, because there's no scientific science or clinical trial that's done on it, but we know whatever the content we're talking about right now is all interrelated. These chemical products have been found, and ingredients have been found in your household item, even on your razor blade moisture strip, all right, and also on your deodorants, especially that's how it was controlled. The sweat is using aluminium. All right, so I think we have enough of all these chemical content in our body. If you could do avoid, if you want to have a change of your razor blade, click on the link that I provide you out there. Hi Aline, good morning, thanks for watching, and I'm just sharing about armpit health. All right, weird to talk about the topic like that, but I think it's really a concern out there because we just want to not be falling into the category of the rise in lymph node cancer or lymphoma. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Stay away from danger of the razor moisture strip. You know, stick to the traditional one, which I have a link out there you can click. Number two, you know, avoid the commercial deodorants and antiperspirant, all right, that contain aluminium. So do look at the label out there before you purchase. Everything that I'm sharing with you is really like back to the basic, back to the nature. If you could follow us on our Facebook page, Simply Nature, and every Thursday you will see me at 8 a.m. and every Tuesday you will see Shan, my husband, at 8 a.m. sharing with you about health, sharing with you about avoiding yourself from falling into the category of cancer patient. All right, so also on the second link as I shared here, do join our community so that you stand a chance to win product from us. The third one is actually sharing about what we are doing right here, why this amazing ppars.asia product has been going around viral in Asia is because of the whole protein content that was found that could actually activate cells, repair cells, rejuvenate cells, and reproduce new cells. So, alright, so stay tuned every Thursday at 8 a.m. Jaslin Chua, Healthy is Sexy by Simply Nature. Alright, bye. Thanks for watching. Signing out here.